So it's taken a while to get here. It's expensive. It's very expensive. I think I ordered it late October. Arrived, I think, probably halfway through November. It took a while, but it's the Apple Milanese titanium loop for Apple Watch Ultra. Had it for 2 months now, 2 months, just over 2 months, I think. And yeah, so these are my thoughts. And this is what I think about the titanium loop for the Apple Watch Ultra. To get into the full review, let's take a look at the unboxing. Comes in this really simple brown plain box from Apple, and then it just comes in the same white box that you get any normal Apple Watch strap in. Again, opening it up is exactly the same as any Apple product now. You just rip open the slider and there you go. And once it's open, there's no special packaging here, even though it costs a crazy £150. Yeah, there's no special packaging. It just comes wrapped like any other Apple Watch strap. Apple Watch Ultra strap, I should say. Then regular Apple Watch ones are a bit smaller. You can see the instructions here. It tells you exactly how to put it on. If you want to see that, you can pause the video. I will say right now it is a bit finicky to get on. It's a bit of a struggle sometimes, but I'll get to that a bit later, so stay tuned. And whilst we're waiting for me to pull this out of the packaging, if you do like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And yeah, please do subscribe because, well, why not? Right, so the buckles and bits and pieces, they come covered in some little tape. Once you've got all that tape off, you're greeted with the Apple Watch Ultra strap itself in black titanium. It's very, very light. I will say that straight away. It is very, very light. You've got that parachute style butterfly clasp there, which is quite, it's a bit of a pain actually, if I'm honest, but we'll get to that. You've got that little tab that you can lift up and slide around. And then, yeah, I was thinking that you pushed it one way, but you actually need to push it the opposite way to get that to open. And take my Apple Watch off. I've got the Ocean Band on there in midnight, which is very nice, if a little bit sweaty. And you get a rough measurement for how big you want it, because that will make it easier a little bit later on. Right, so sliding it in, the first time you get it, it's going to be a bit stiff to slide in. It's kind of like titanium on titanium, kind of any little burrs and bits and pieces. Well, it doesn't really feel like there's anything stuck on there, but it is it's a bit tight to get on. Make sure you get it on the right way as well. The middle tab is a different color that goes downwards. Once you've slid it into place, excuse the busted finger, you can feed that loop through and slide it on. Because the watch is a lot heavier than the band, it obviously wants to open up as you're doing this, so find some way to squeeze it down. And then now you get into the real struggle of this watch strap, is actually like setting it up correctly. Once you've done it once, it's kind of fine, and I found a better way to do it. But once it's on there, it does feel very solid. It's extremely light. It is very, very comfortable, but there are a couple of cons to this watch strap, and I'll kind of get into them now. So the cons, really, obviously, it's really expensive. It's very expensive. £150 for this piece of metal, which, I mean, if you go on Amazon, they're not as good quality, but you can pick these up for like £20, £25. It might not be titanium, might be titanium, various different grades of titanium. But in reality, you can get this for cheaper. The other thing that you'll find is, I have hair. Yes, sometimes it does pull hair. Not a lot, not very often, but because you've got this whole meshiness going on, there are places where it can get hold of your hair and pull it out. The next con really for me is that it actually gets stuck and kinks like this. And when it kinks like that, it gets stuck here and doesn't pull through easily. Especially when you're wearing it and you've been wearing it for a little while, and then you go to take it off, you'll find that it's kinked probably like this. And then when you go to pull it, you'll have to like straighten this out a bit and then feed it back through. And again, it is quite fiddly to get on. When you put it on, you pull it through, but you might find that you've got it adjusted to the wrong length. Like that's probably close, but not quite enough. So what I found is a great way of doing this is actually to pull open the tab and make it a bit tighter than you'd actually like. Then when you put it on, it's a bit of a squeeze to do it, but you pull it tight. You can pull it tight, and look, you can see it's quite tight on my hand. Lock it in, and then just release this. Give it a little wiggle till it's in the right place where you're happy with it. Give your wrist a little bit of wiggle to make it comfortable, and then close it down. And then it's in a nice position to wear. And yeah, it's also nice that you can keep it on and just adjust it. You can just do that. It's hard to make it tighter, but you can do it. And then you can also loosen it off if you need to. And just be careful you don't do what I just did and push the 2 deployments and it pops off. Pros, obviously, it's very light. It's very comfortable. Apart from the occasional pulling of hair, it's very comfortable. It does look nice. Generally, I like my bracelet type metal straps to have a bit of a taper, but it's obvious on this kind of watch strap you can't really have a taper, where it being a bit thicker at this end and then becoming a bit thinner as you get down. Wouldn't really work with this type of strap, but it does have quite a nice retro Milanese look to it, which is nice. One thing that I used to find with my stainless steel Apple Watches previously, when I had the Apple Watch 6 and I think the 4 as well, is that this would run through here and it would be scratching up the stainless steel on the watch. Now, you probably won't pick it up on the camera, but there are no scratches here from wearing the Milanese loop, and I've been using this Milanese loop most of the time on this watch, because it is so comfortable and it's so light as well, and because it's obviously metal, it's fine going in the water. It's not like leather where you've got to take it off every time you go near water. It dries pretty fast because obviously it is quite airy there. Also doesn't sweat very much underneath. It's actually fine when you're running as well. I took it out on a run this morning and it was fine, absolutely fine. Just tightened it up a tiny bit. So yeah, very comfortable, very light, very nice. Is it worth £150? I'm not sure. It is Apple, so you know there's a lot of Apple tax going on there. It does scratch a little bit. I think I've got one scratch in about 2 months just there. I'm not sure again if the camera will pick that up, but overall it's expensive, but it is nice. If you've got the spare money laying around, go for it. If you only just want to have one strap as well for the watch, it will work very nicely as your one and only kind of strap, because you can use it for exercise, you can use it in the water. It's titanium, so it's not corrosive. The finish on the mesh hasn't deteriorated at all in 2 months. There doesn't appear to be a single scratch on it from rubbing around. So all in all, would I buy it again? Yes, I think I would. Gets a good recommendation. Gets a good solid 7 out of 10, I guess, for me, because it can be a pain to put on. It does pull hair a little bit, and yeah, it's just expensive. But I like it. Hope you like it too. If you've enjoyed the video, like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, have a nice day. Thanks.